Finding coterminal angles with degree measure. So when we're talking about coterminal angles, we're going to put these in standard position, which means that the initial side is going to go out the positive x-axis. But when we're talking about coterminal angles, what we're talking about is if we draw these, their terminal side is going to line up the exact same direction. So if we went in the positive direction, like this 140 degrees, it lands over here in the second quadrant. Or if we start out and go a negative 220 degrees, what happens is it wraps around in the negative direction, in the clockwise direction, but the terminal side lands in the exact same spot. All right, so this terminal side lines up for both of these. So the big thing to remember as we're talking about degree measure is it takes 360 degrees to go all the way around the circle. So coterminal angles, basically you're either going to add 360 degrees or subtract 360 degrees to find coterminal angles. So if we're given 30 degrees as our angle and we're looking for coterminal angles, what we can do is we can start with our 30 degrees. And if we add 360 degrees, that's just going one extra time around the circle. We'd say that 390 degrees is coterminal with 30 degrees. Now we could do it a second time and just wrap around the circle one extra time. We could start with 390 degrees. And if we add 360 more degrees, that's going to end up at 750 degrees. That would also be coterminal with 390 and 30. Now, in this case, we added 360 degrees. We could also find coterminal angles by subtracting 360 degrees. So if we took 30 degrees and we subtracted away 360 degrees, this is going to be negative 330 degrees. That too would be coterminal with these others, because that terminal side would land facing the exact same direction as what 30 degrees would, or any of these others. All right, so on our next example, what's happened is we are assigned to find some angle between 0 and 360 degrees, so basically the first time around the circle, that's coterminal with 1290 degrees in standard position. So 1290 degrees, as we take a look at that, that is too large. That doesn't fit between 0 and 360. So because it's too large, our goal is to find a smaller coterminal angle. So we're going to subtract 360 degrees away. When doing this, we get 930 degrees. Okay, it's coterminal, but it's still too big. It's outside of this range from 0 to 360. So let's find another coterminal angle. Now I'm just going to start with our 930, and we're going to subtract 360 more. This will get 570. Another coterminal angle, but again, not quite small enough. It's not between 0 and 360. So let's keep repeating the process until we get there. Again, subtract 370 or 360 away. That leaves us with 210 degrees. This is between 0 and 360. That's our answer. Okay, just a couple more, one positive and one negative. We want to find the least positive angle theta that is coterminal with the angle measuring 800 degrees, where our theta is between 0 and 360. So as we get going on this, we're just going to start with our 800, subtract 360 away, 440. Okay, it's coterminal, but it's too big. It's not between 0 and 360, so go 440 minus 360 again. I got 80 degrees. That's going to be our answer if it's between 0 and 360. If we were to subtract 360 away, again, we get to a negative angle. Doesn't fit in the right range. All right, what about a negative angle? We have negative 45 degrees, and we want to find a positive coterminal angle alpha such that alpha is between 0 and 360. So in this case, if we start with negative 45 degrees, we're going to add 360, which ends up at 315 degrees. That fits between 0 and 360. That's going to be our coterminal angle. One last one here. I guess we have another negative angle beta, or we're trying to find beta that's going to be coterminal with negative 300 degrees. So we start with negative 300 degrees, but we need to find the coterminal angle between 0 and positive 360. So we're going to add 360 degrees, and we're going to get positive 60 degrees. That's going to be our coterminal angle, fits in this right range. So as you're finding coterminal angles, remember it's one extra time around the circle, or maybe multiple extra times around the circle like we had to do on a few of these, but you're either adding 360 degrees or subtracting 360 degrees to find coterminal angles. Hope this helps. Good luck.